Hello, me lovelies. Well, I've come on to talk about Liverpool's very own Darren Gee, trouble with a capital T. He's off again, making all kinds of allegations. He's turned on Shun Attwood again. That didn't take long, and I warned Shun Attwood. I said, you're talking about someone here that's got serious mental health issues. I dare say there's a lot of illegal substances being taken as well. I said his brain is absolutely mushed. He's going to turn on you. This won't work. He's going to completely turn on you. And as I said in one of my previous videos about Decker Heggie, when Decker Heggie was blowing smoke up Darren's backside, you know how he was amazed how he turned his life around and the great work he was doing. What great work! Come on, people, I keep on saying this. What great work has Darren Gee actually done? What he's done other than run around saying, choose life, not a knife, which isn't even his saying. And by the way, for people who are saying it was the Metropolitan Police that came up with that saying, it wasn't. It was actually the Merseyside Police. Chief Constable Bernard Hogan Howe, who was the Chief Constable at Merseyside. One thing that you could say was good about him, he was determined, always determined to tackle knife and gun crime, and that's where the saying came up. And so when he went down to the Met, when he became Commissioner of the Met, they just took that message with them. But that's where Darren's got it from. He didn't even come up with that saying. And also there's question marks over, is he actually a grifter? Is he scamming people out of money? I don't know. This thing about the hostels and all that, these hostels never got money. He says his account was hacked or whatever. I don't know the truth behind that or whatever. I know what he did do, and James English drew attention to this. He did start raising money to do a bike ride, and we haven't heard about that. And all that I'm saying is that for someone who's on universal credit, my God, Darren Gee doesn't half get about. He gets about. So where does this money come from? There's something questions need to be asked about where he's getting this money. And if he is on, which he very much looks like he's on, illegal substances, which is nothing James English said he was. But where, as I say, is this great if that is called changing and turning his life around, I'd hate to see what it would be if he hadn't. The man's life is just a total car crash, and he's creating the car crash. Now, in this latest instance, Ben Hatchett, the two of them were supposed to have a charity boxing match. Now, people know my thoughts on these, or fight, whatever, I don't know. Is boxing match the right term to use? But when everyone knows my views on this, I don't agree with them doing this. When these so-called reformed bad boys start chanting themselves to charity fights, it's still giving out the message to young people, impressionable young people, that the way to solve a dispute or an argument is to get physically violent with each other. Whether it's for charity or not, that's still what they're saying. Get physically violent. It's wrong. Some people are saying that Darren has backed out of this because he's a coward. He knows that Ben Hatchett will whip his backside. Now, I'm not into any of this boxing or martial arts or anything like that. I mean, I did study martial arts for a short while when I was younger, but I can't say I was very much impressed by it. Now, did he run away because of coward? Well, I think Darren Gee could easily handle himself in a fight, even though he is substantially older than Ben Hatchett. I think what it is, and this is what I've said about Darren in the past, when he goes on, because this is the accusation he's thrown at him, Ben Hatchett, that Ben Hatchett is in with James English. Well, yeah, Ben Hatchett's been interviewed by James English. Excuse me, it's either once or twice, hasn't it? Other people like Marvin Herbert, he's talks to and all that, and Darren's getting all paranoid now and saying that, he's not actually saying that Ben Hatchett is bringing him down, but he's saying he's associating with people that are. Now, all the time, the common thread that goes through this with Darren is that people are trying to destroy his campaign, his message. Now, the only person that's destroying his campaign and his message is him. He's destroyed it the way he carries on. He puts people right off. And I say, I'd love Decker Heggie or someone to show me where he's made these great changes and where he's had this great effect on people. I can't see it. Other than I'm saying all the time, then raising money, and where does this money go? What it seems to be is he's the one that's jealous of other people that are successful. He's the one that's jealous of James English's success. He's jealous of Marvin Herbert's success. Those two people are very successful, whether you like them or not. They are very successful at what they're doing. Ben Hatchett now is in focus because Ben Hatchett is getting more and more popular. And when you look at Ben Hatchett is the more or less the ideal. If you were to pick someone and say, look, James English, he's a very good podcaster, very professional, but he's not, and he doesn't try to be actually an icon for youths to change their life. Marvin Herbert, look, let's get honest, he's getting on. He wants to be famous. That's why he went to the Edinburgh Fringe. It's about him being famous. It's about him helping people or him being famous, which is worrying. Get shot in the face and because we're a bad boy. I'm not even going to call them the gangsters. They were drug dealers and whatever now, and thugs, not gangsters. But are the youth going to look up to him? Where someone like Ben Hatchett is around the age and knows how to communicate with young people. So Darren could start seeing him as this big threat, because say Ben Hatchett is the one out there that the youth could start looking at if he got his act together and really put that message out there. And you can see a bit of ego coming with Ben Hatchett getting out there, like he was saying, his podcast with James English was the most inspirational he'd ever done. Get the ego under control, get out there and give a positive message and stop this. Consider it, Ben, if you hear this or anyone knows and tells them, consider stopping this, challenging to fighting. If you want to have boxing matches as a recreational thing, do it. And say, hey, well, as a recreation, what we'll do, we'll have this charity fight. But don't do it to resolve a dispute or see who wins in a dispute. Don't do that. That gives the wrong message. Of course, he's turned on Shun Attwood very quickly, which I did warn Shun. I said, you're getting into trouble here. Look, people, you can't cure, and I've said this, you can't cure brain damage like he's got. You can't. And that's why I do have a lot of sympathy with Darren Gee. I mean, how much can you hold him accountable? I think even if he is on illegal substances, even if you took them away, you'd still have serious problems there. In other words, he's willing, but his brain can't focus on anything to be a success. And whenever he gets near success, he destroys it. And there could be an element of when he goes to talk to James English or whatever, and James English offered him a hell of a lot. Was it that James English didn't offer him everything? Would Shun have had to offer him everything? And I think it's about time that people just gave up on him and said, look, this is a lost cause. Go focus on someone else to be a voice to the youth. Go focus on Ben Hatchett, let's say, and him get his act really together, give a positive message out there. And as I say, not saying that, oh no, you can be, well, he wouldn't say it like that, would he? Saying, oh no, don't go down the line of using violence to resolve disputes. I would like to say that it's sad what's happened to Darren Gee, but it's not really sad, it's inevitable. The man just hasn't got it there. And I mean, what worse thing could you do in life than call your poor child Quintus? Please tell me that's just a nickname that they put out there and that's not that child's real name. Can you imagine how long it will be before some clever little fella in school starts calling them Quim for short? God, he's going to have enough on his plate being released to the G's, I can assure you. Anyway, my advice, he's a lost cause. Let him make his own way and stop feeding into the drama he's creating all the time and the homophobia he keeps on coming out with. So until next time, my lovelies, bye bye.